kind of flats.
Yeah.
Kind of like here, but a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And the way that actually worked is people would hang out with each other, with their neighbors all the time. Community gardens, communal spaces. People would chat. People would share spaces. People were interested in coexisting.
Wow. This sounds like a hippie town.
It seriously was a hippie town.
Were there orgies?
And I can go to so many other places for free.
Yeah. Well, that gives us kind of a background in what you think, you know. I did want to talk to you about, you know, I know that you're a vegetarian, right?
Yeah, that's
Which
true.
is a weird tangent that I'm taking now. And you don't have that kind of moral higher ground when it comes to being a vegetarian, which I appreciate. You don't shove it down other people's throats. And you've admitted that you like meat, right?
Yeah,
you do like the taste of meat.
I'm honest.
So why are you a vegetarian then?
Well, I know there are lots of vegans and vegetarians out there, but and for them, I think animal rights is probably number one.
Yeah.
That idea of cruelty, and I'm not saying that that's not important to me. That is important to me.
Yeah.
But I think just I have different priorities, and for me, I would rank the priorities as number one, environmental impact. Number two, my own personal health, and then number three, animal rights.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that animal rights is like really back of my mind.
Yeah.
It just, I'm realistic about the different causes I support.
What did you say about amount the change that you can, or what's the quote that you had where you said don't be upset about things that you can't change.
Yeah, just channel your energy into the things that you can change yourself.
Yeah.
The difference you can make yourself at an individual level.
Yeah. And you think being a vegetarian is one of those things?
Yeah, and I think absolutely that change happens from the individual.
Yeah.
And if we sit around waiting for someone else to make the change, it'll never happen. Yeah.
When did that transition happen between, like, what kind of information came to light for you to think, I need to go and become a vegetarian? Like, this is making me think about why I should really change this selfish attitude that I have. What was that?
Well, it's actually really funny. Before I went to Germany on exchange, I went to Freiburg for about 9 months, which is a little town, university town, really beautiful, Black Forest. In about, I think 2017, yes, 2017. Before that point, I was like a big meat eater. Like, I would mock my girlfriend for eating vegetarian when we would go out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, come on, like, you gotta eat meat.
Yeah.
You're getting ripped off.
Yeah.
Like, double up on that cheeseburger. It's like, I was that guy.
Yeah,
I've got photos of me, like, burgers like big as my head.
Yeah. Pounding away at them.
Yeah, I was like unashamedly a meat lover.
Yeah,
but
was that because of what? Like, why did you like meat so much? Then just the flavor, the economy of it, or
the flavor, the economy, definitely part of it. I mean, you look at your veggie burgers, $11.
Yeah.
Meat burgers, like steak burgers, like $12. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, okay.
$1 is yeah, come on, you're ripping me off.
And you get some meat, for that value.
Vegetarian, the value, because I'm Asian, of course, right?
Yeah.
Raised that way. But when I was in Germany, a lot of the people I met there and the town I went to, it's the greenest town in all of Germany.
Yeah.
Germany's a pretty green country to begin with, but
Yeah.
I'm talking hippies. I'm talking real communes.
Yeah. What made you want to go there?
Well, it was actually when I was researching my exchange cities and universities. This is the best university in Germany for renewable energy.
Yeah.
It's also got the most days of sunshine. It's next to the Black Forest, so excellent hikes in nature. And
so you already had an interest in environmental sciences and keeping and saving our environment at this stage, right? Did you know that the meat industry was having such an impact on the environment at this stage?
Actually,
you're still a meat eater?
I might have known in passing, but I really didn't pay it any attention. I hadn't done any good research. I didn't have any concrete evidence or points to back it up.
Yeah.
And so when I was in Germany and I found there were so many people eating vegetarian, like maybe half the people I was friends with were vegetarian. and then of that, a few were like vegan, but obviously those are extreme. The cafeteria at uni would always have at least one vegetarian option every day, and that was usually the best option.
Yeah.
So it would actually taste better.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is so weird that you don't get ripped off in the city. And there were tons of restaurants that were only vegetarian. They tasted bloody amazing. It wasn't difficult to be a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So
really
this
wasn't.
Freienberg place, you were explaining that it was one of the greenest places in the country of Germany. In what ways, what kind of things stood out to you that were like green?
Well, for one, it's got the highest proportion of cyclists in Germany.
Yeah.
In the suburb I lived in, only 30% of the inhabitants owned a car at all.
30%.
30%.
And were the things spaced far away so that you did need to drive? Like, wasn't there situations where they did need to drive, or?
Well, the city itself wasn't that big. It's a city of maybe 300,000 people.
Yeah.
And they were really smart about how they built the city up. It's smartly laid out with bike tracks everywhere. The footpaths are very wide, so you can ride on the footpath. So it's very bike friendly. It's quite flat. And they also don't spread it out a lot. So I think on average, per building in my suburb at least, it had some of the highest density of population in the world.
Yeah.
And there weren't any high rises. There were just low rises. Just no one had a house and for their own family. It would always be like, 2-story, 3-story apartment kind of flats.
Yeah.
Kind of like here, but a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And the way that actually worked is people would hang out with each other, with their neighbors all the time. Community gardens, communal spaces. People would chat. People would share spaces. People were interested in coexisting.
Wow, this sounds like a hippie town.
It seriously was a hippie town.
Were there orgies?
I got invited to one, yeah.
Bullshit.
Freaking French people. Like, I think my friendship group was a little bit freaked out by it. Because they were like, this is a bit much for us.
Wait, how do you get fucking invited to an orgy? What's the invitation like? Hey, do they like tickle your butthole a bit before? Like, do they give you a handshake or?
Nah, we just like hanging out with some French guys and girls.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, guys, the guy inviting was like gay, so he was like, hey guys, we've been thinking about this for a while, and it's kind of a bit weird to ask, but do you want to join in an orgy?
Did he use the word orgy?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And we're just like, we're like having a beer on the balcony, watching the sunset. We're like, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
He's saying that because he wants to fuck one of you. Yeah.
I don't know which one.
I'm glad you didn't find out.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually did it.
Yeah.
But, that stuff happened. And the weird thing is, because I was staying in the student accommodation, so we had these kind of like student flats and stuff.
Yeah.
The next building across was an actual communist commune.
Yeah.
They had occupied it since 1960 when the French army withdrew. Because that used to be French territory when, they were still dividing up Germany into like different parts.
Yeah.
So French army used these buildings as barracks. They just ditched them. So these activists, these communists, like hardcore communists, squatted, they occupied, they set up their own council and rules for existence. They set up their own schools, their own, they even have this communal bath, playgrounds and stuff.
Did the communists run that town? Or
that little section, these little
so they had a
separate,
segregated section almost.
Yeah.
And they ran their own town inside another town.
Yeah, they set up their own economies. They worked out roles for each other. They self-governed essentially. They still do it today.
Holy fuck!
It's hardcore, right?
What do you mean hardcore communists though? How do they make money? So they have their own distributed services within. So everyone has a role, and everyone gets paid the same.
No, I think it's more like they exchange goods.
So it's a bartering system almost.
Yeah, I think they do have money. I mean, it's hard to survive without money.
I'm sure.
They're not that hardcore, but they are hardcore in that sense. They don't pay rent in the same way,
Okay.
And the way they govern themselves. I think they're actually recognized by the city as they take care of their own strata problems, their own laws and stuff. But of course, they'll still call the police if someone shoots someone else.
Yeah. Okay. That's a strange.
Like, no one owns the land.
This place sounds like a strange place, man.
It's pretty wacko.
Yeah, and what did you like? Did you feel at home there?
For the first time in my life, I did.
Really?
Here, I'm like, out with my mates. A lot of them are Asian.
Yeah.
They're like accountants and engineers, and they just do sensible stuff.
Yeah.
To them, I'm like the hippie.
Yeah.
I'm that crazy artist dude. He's the environmentalist. He's the activist. Over there, I'm just normal. I'm not even extreme. I'm just the standard. Below, if I wasn't so like environmentally active or care so much about stuff, I would be lame.
Yeah.
I'd just be the kind of guy you wouldn't talk to at a party.
Yeah.
So I actually fit straight in. It was super comfortable for me. I was like, I can be who I am without feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange. That's really strange. So, would you go back there? Do you want to go back there?
Maybe later in life.
Yeah.
I mean, I recognize that the circumstances when I was there were like very special.
Yeah.
On exchange,
Yeah,
it was a
nothing to
bubble.
do- Yeah, it was a bubble. It's a bit of a holiday high, isn't it?
Yeah. No responsibilities. I mean, most of the days I would just go to class, for like an hour or two, have coffee with my mates at the uni cafe, ride my bike to the lake, dive in, go for a swim, sunbake.
So it was pretty much paradise.
It was
almost.
paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go clubbing at night, have some beers
Yeah.
on the bridge over the train station. It's cool stuff. It's Germany,
Yeah. But as you gotten older, like, we work together, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we need to keep that secret. But I work in the corporate world now, right? And I haven't really, I wouldn't say I'm a sellout because I was always on this trajectory.
Yeah.
But you weren't. I wouldn't say that you were on this trajectory at all. And now you've come to corporate and you've decided to pursue a lifestyle that I feel like is completely different to your idealistic view of how you should be. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I first started,
I've got to bleep that out, but yeah.
Can't say that. My bad. When I started at the company we work at, I did feel that. I'm like, I kept asking myself, like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, the salary is good, perks are good. Like, I should be thankful for